Ranked on ranked in the SEC and a juicy storyline. Former Sooners quarterback Jackson Arnold looking to lead Auburn to their first win against Oklahoma in program history. John Mateer and the Sooners looking for a 4-0 start in a battle of unbeatens. Early second quarter, Auburn punting it away. Hudson Cock handles the low snap, tries to take off, but tackled by Michael Boganowski. Turnover on downs. Oklahoma takes advantage. 2 plays later, Mateer to Isaiah Satania. 24-yard touchdown. Take another look. Satania starts walking off like he's being subbed out. Lines up along the sideline. What could have been a penalty is a touchdown for the Sooners. Sneaky. Hugh Freeze is like, what are we doing? Late second quarter, Auburn still down 10-3. Second and goal, Arnold to Cam Coleman. Touchdown Tigers. Game tied at 10 going into halftime. Oklahoma's first touchdown allowed in the first half this season. Fourth quarter we go. Auburn down 16-10. Tigers have lost 30 straight games when down 6 points in the fourth quarter. 10 minutes left, 4th and 11. Arnold looking to make something happen. Scrambles, makes a man miss, and gets the first down. Huge play. Arnold's family loves it. Later in the drive, first and goal. Malcolm Simmons rumbles in for the touchdown. Auburn takes the lead, 17-16. That was clutch. Ensuing Sooners drive. Mateer, deep to Satania. What a catch, but the football ripped away, going out of bounds. Call on the field was an incomplete pass until review overturned to a completion. Next play, Mateer's like, I'm going to run this in myself. Stretches in. 10th straight game with a passing and a rushing touchdown. Sooners up 22-17. Just over a minute left. 4th and 29 for Auburn. Sacked in the end zone for a safety, and that covers the spread for Oklahoma. Good teams win, great teams cover. Brent Venables' team locked in offensively and defensively. The Sooners with a single game record, 10 sacks as they win it 24-17, improved to 4-0 versus Auburn all time. For the Tigers, it's their 9th straight road loss against a ranked team. CBS Sports HQ presented by Belfour Property Restoration. Back here with Beanie Wells and Richard Johnson. And Richard, my goodness, that was a defensive clinic from the Oklahoma defense. 10 sacks sets a school record.
Them boys were eating today. Our Mason Thomas, who you saw get the safety there on that play right there, there's no fancy games that he's playing. There's no massive, crazy stunt. He doesn't come from the interior. He just goes mano-a-mano, and he goes through the right tackle and the chipping running back to get to the quarterback. He didn't even play in the first half of this game, and Oklahoma was still able to do this. This was a styles make fights battle, and this was a strength-on-strength battle in the trenches. Hugh Freeze has said his offensive line runs 6 deep with NFL talent, including Xavier Chaplin at left tackle and Connor Lew at center. They got dog-walked in this game. Brent Venables is a mastermind of pressure, a mastermind of bringing different blitzes in different ways, and he had that Auburn offensive front in an absolute blender today. Oklahoma's front is so serious, Beanie.
But if Hugh Freeze says they run 6 deep at the offensive front and NFL talent, what do you think that means for Oklahoma? The way that they were able to go out and dominate this game in the fashion. And in the first half of this football game, I was sitting there saying, Darryl might think it. Jackson Arnold is going to go in there and upset and be the cast-off that goes and rights the ship in there and, have everybody walking out with the crying Jordan sad face. But no, what they were able to do as far as Oklahoma on that defensive line was nothing short of amazing. They went out there and dominated, start to finish, put pressure on him. And it wasn't like he was playing a bad game, but the mere fact in critical moments that they sacked the quarterback in crunch time, that's what you need. That's the makings of a championship caliber football team. And Brent Venables, he got something going there. He got something brewing. He's up to something good there, right there in Norman.
Well, we heard John Mateer postgame say it's tough going against that defense in practice. He does his job. Another game where he has a passing and a rushing touchdown, among the favorites to win the Heisman. This move by Oklahoma to go get John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle, I mean, this looks absolutely genius, Richard.
Yeah, John Mateer gives them such well, first of all, he's got wide receivers finally to throw to, which last year Oklahoma's wide receiver room was 5 deep with injuries. And so he's got wide receivers to throw through, but what Mateer gives you with his legs just gives them such a different element to the offense. And him and Ben Arbuckle combining kind of the offensive import from Washington State last year is just so interesting with what Oklahoma is able to do. And you know, I spent a lot of the offseason talking about one of their biggest high-priced additions, which is running back Jaden Ott from Cal. You're not hearing anything from him. I mean, he didn't even make the stat sheet here. He's kind of in the doghouse with Brent Venables. They don't even need him because of what Oklahoma has on offense for the first time in Brent Venables' tenure.
I'll tell you what. I want you to take a look at Oklahoma's schedule coming up, okay, Beanie? Because you want to talk about a gauntlet. It is nasty. Look, they got a bye week. Then they have Kent State. They have Texas, of course, the Red River rivalry. Then it's South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri. They finished their season right now. It's against 6th-ranked opponents. Like, I know they got 2 ranked wins right now,
right,
but that's when we're going to find out who this Oklahoma team is and how good they can be.
You know, the thing right now with Oklahoma that they're going to have an advantage on these other teams that they're playing and everybody else in the country, they'll be battle-tested. This is a battle-tested football game going against an Auburn Tigers team that was motivated with the quarterback that was formerly there and then playing a very good Michigan team. As we just went out and watched them beat Nebraska handily down the stretch. They're going to be a battle-tested team that at the end of the day, you're going to be able to sit there and say, we know what they're going to do when the going gets tough. We know that they're going to deliver on both sides of the football. John Mateer is lightning in a bottle. I mean, and if I'm anybody out there in the NIL and I'm looking for a quarterback, or not NIL, sorry, in the transfer portal, I'm looking for a quarterback. I'm going to Washington State to figure out who they got on that roster.
What they got going on?
What they got going on at the quarterback spot. The last 2 years, to catch lightning in a bottle with Cam Ward, now John Mateer, is probably going to be the Heisman Trophy winner. I don't know, man. I'm going out west to get a guy if I need a QB.
Man, you look at that game October 11th, massive in the Cotton Bowl against Texas. If you would have told me before the season that I'd be higher on John Mateer than I am on Arch Manning going into that game, and we have talked on this show tonight about Arch Manning's struggles.
Yeah.
Now you want to put him up against what this Brent Venables defense that we saw this afternoon? Ooh, I don't know about all that.
That might be the same outcome against Ohio State. that might be what happens. We shall see about that one as we look ahead. But a big win for Oklahoma. John Mateer getting it done, and the defense shouts to the defense. 10 sacks, setting a school record for a single game. And perhaps this will be a rivalry. We'll see. We're going to get an announcement on Tuesday, Richard, which will have your yearly rivals moving forward here as the conference switches to a 9-game conference schedule. This has not been a rivalry all time. It's been Oklahoma 4-0 as they win this one 24-17.